Okay, I thought it'd be a good idea to go ahead and make a video through this exercise. These early exercises are so important to getting the foundation laid so that you can be successful in the future exercises. So here we're looking at the end of the mapping GIS data chapter, and we're supposed to work through these steps 1 through 10 for the exercise. So reading the instructions of the exercise, it says use ArcMap and the data in MGIS data Oregon data to create a map document showing various aspects of Oregon as described below. Use what you've learned from the teaching tutorial to make each map as aesthetic and legible as you can. Step number 1. Start a new blank map using letter ANSI-A landscape template. Create 4 data frames, each of which take up a quarter of the page. And then name them volcanic hazards, farms, housing, and physiography. So that's our first objective. So I'm going to switch to the ANSI templates, and I'm going to scroll down until I find ANSI-A landscape, and I'm going to start there. So the next thing I'm going to do is create 4 data frames. So from the insert menu, I'm going to insert another data frame. It's going to make 2. One more will be 3, and the last one will be 4. And now I'm going to rename these just by doing a slow double click. This first one's going to be volcanic hazards. The second one is farms. The third is housing. And the fourth one is physiography. Okay, so this video is going to take us through step number 3. So the next thing I'm going to do is divide my sheet into fourths. So the ANSI A size paper is 8.5 by 11. So the center of that is 5.5, and I'm putting one click at the ends of the paper just by left clicking on the ruler at the top. And so the paper is 8.5 wide. So I'm going to go to 4.25. And now I'm going to put these things in their appropriate place. So the volcanic hazard is going to be in the upper left. Physiography is going to be in the lower right. Housing is in the lower left. And I'm just snapping those to the guidelines that I created. So we'll move this one into position, and good. So this one's a little bit over, so we'll fix that. Alright, so my volcanic hazards data frame is active, so I'm going to go to my ARC catalog and browse to my MGIS data folder, my Oregon folder, and the Oregon geodatabase. So right now I'm looking to add counties and volcanoes, so I'm going to drag and drop counties. And I push this push pin in, and I can leave my ARC catalog open for a little bit longer. And I'm going to drag and drop in volcanoes. Actually, I don't need volcanoes in this one. Well, I probably will eventually, so I'll leave them there. I also want to bring in hospitals. This warning just simply says there's 2 coordinate systems in play here. The software is taking care of it. You don't need to worry about anything. Just go ahead and close this box. Alright, so we have finished step number 1, and we've started in step number 2. We want to display the counties by population density and the hospitals with blue crosses. So on the county symbol, I really need to take a look at the attribute table for the counties. So when I do that, I see I've got population 2010, population square mile, population 2,000 square miles. So population density is the population per some area. So the square miles are what we're looking for here. So the population 2010 is the most recent. So this is what we're going to base our symbols on. So I'm going to close my table, and I'm going to open the properties of my counties layer. And I'm going to use graduated color symbols because population density is a quantity. Graduated colors is under quantity. And I'm going to pick population 2010 square miles. And just to pretty this up, I don't need all those decimal places, so I'm going to format my labels, and I'm only going to have 1 decimal place. So we pick OK, and now I've got my population density there, and I want my hospitals to be blue crosses. So I double click the hospital symbol, scroll down to find a cross, and I change that color to blue. That's not the right blue. That looks better. Alright, so I have my first data frame and question number 2 already complete. Step number 3 says to make the symbols of the volcanoes proportional based on the known eruptions. So I'm going to go into the volcanoes properties. Known eruptions again is a quantity, and we want proportional symbols. The value is known eruptions. And how about a triangle shape? Maybe a red triangle. They're dangerous, right? Volcanoes. So we'll pick OK. And so now we've got questions 1 through 3 finished. So I think that's a good stopping spot for this video. I'm going to follow up with another video to carry on. But if you have any questions, be sure to send me an email.